Jim, you've been going back and forth with the lawyer on this complaint. I'll let you
Here you go, Ken.
read out what's going on.
Right, hang on. Okay, you've got copies of the,
I have everything.
okay, of the, sorry,
I made 7 copies
of the response.
I did.
So the, here it is, we got the response, draft of the response from our lawyer, and it's 17 pages, 16 pages long, and here's a copy of it. But here's what I'm, just to summarize, there were 27 complaints, and 16 of them we're admitting that are a violation, and there are 21 that we believe are not violations, but we like to respond to each one, and we have more copies of our response. If anybody wants it, if anybody's interested in it, just raise your hand or not. Okay. Sorry. Katie, you got one?
Everything is over with Patty.
Okay.
I would keep that one for you, or oh, you have yours. Okay.
Are we gonna put the response in the?
Yes, we're going to. That response will be entered into the minutes in its entirety. But what I'd like to do is, just to save time, because I practiced reading a page of text and it took me 3 minutes, so we can spend 45 minutes reading this thing, or we can just enter it into the record and go through the motions, which there'll be a motion. We have 3 motions for policy adoption, and then 37 different motions to address each one of the complaints. And I think that would be a better use of our time here. So I guess I'm going to move that we proceed according to that plan.
I second.
Discussion from the board and public.
Ken?
Just a couple things. I appreciate the time and the effort that the select board is putting into this. This has been going on for a long time. But some of these things, no violation has occurred. The law says explicitly that executive sessions must be listed as proposed. And that is so that there is a discussion what the executive session is going to be about, whether it actually meets the standard for being an executive session. It shouldn't be a preordained thing. It shouldn't be that way. So when the town says there's no violation for listing executive session improperly, that's in direct conflict with what the wording of the
What are you
statute
looking at
says.
exactly on this? Like,
Sorry?
where are you reading exactly? I'm just curious.
There's one in particular right now, number 15. Agendas where I said this, those agendas all say executive session. They don't say proposed executive session. The law says that it has to say proposed. And so the complaint is that the word proposed does not appear.
Okay, Ken, with all due respect, you made the complaint. We're responding to it. You may or may not agree with us, and that's fine. And if you want to make another complaint, you're absolutely welcome to. But, you know, these are the responses that have been suggested to us by our lawyer. We're not going to, we're going to respond to them according to the, you know, this list of responses I have here. And, you know, if you want to relitigate those later, great. That's up to you.
I'm just trying to point out to the select board what the wording of the statute is.
I understand. And I'm sure that our lawyer knows what the wording of the statute is.
And this,
You had enough time
Okay.
within those couple of minutes to go through and dissect exactly what the wording of the statute was. I just want to like understand how much of your understanding of the statute is on number 15. I'm just, I want to now do a little reread on this, but I have trust in Merrill.
Yeah. Let's go through these. We have a motion to dispense with the reading of that whole response and go through. We're going to respond to every single complaint, Ken.
I'm not gonna nitpick, and I apologize.
Okay.
but
And if you have a problem with any of these and you want to make another complaint, that's absolutely fine. But you've complained and we're responding. And if you don't like the complaints, or excuse me, if you don't like our responses, then that's great.
I'm not complaining.
We haven't
Okay.
even gotten to the responses
Okay.
yet, and you're dissecting
so-
the responses before it's been done. And so I'm curious.
Getting heated again.
Yeah. This, Katie, let's just slow down here. We
Okay.
need to cool this off because I know everybody's, you know, it's really easy to get emotional about this stuff and we shouldn't do that. So I think we got a motion on, yeah, sorry, Denny, go ahead.
We have a motion seconded on the floor, and if this passes, there's nothing to say that somebody can't take and read through and bring it up and say, hey, people, I've got a question on this. Can I get a better answer? I mean, once I assume this is going to pass, once this is passed, it doesn't mean it's put away in the file and forgotten forever. It's a response that the law requires us to do, and I wasn't clear. Patty wasn't clear. I'm not sure if the lawyer was clear, but I was counting business working days, which would have put us out to Friday. But then I was informed that Saturday and Sunday are counted. So that puts us here.
No, it was our response. I think we could have responded by Friday, but we have the information here and
We had the meeting
we-
tonight.
you know, and we've got the information, so we're doing it tonight.
All right, so I'm gonna call the question. All those in favor of the motion?
I
Opposed? And like I said,
Okay,
it can still be.
so here we go. I'm following the script. First, we've got motions for policy adoption. I move that the town prepare and adopt a written policy that every meeting requires its own meeting minutes with sufficient details to cover all topics and motions that arise at the meeting and give a true indication of the business of the meeting pursuant to 1 VSA 312B1, with such policy to be reduced to writing within a reasonable amount of time.
Second.
We wanna do these individual or all?
No, I think we ought to do them individually. Danny.
Okay, been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
I
Okay, I move that the town prepare and adopt a written policy that every meeting requires an agenda with sufficient details concerning the specific matters to be discussed by the public body pursuant to 1 VSA section 312D3.
Second. Who said that? I am, yeah.
Discussion? All those in favor?
I
Now this last one, I'm going to move that the town adopt the revised Town of Weston executive session policy dated June 3rd, 2026, with the following changes. And do you all have that policy?
Yeah.
Okay. So at the end, hold on, let me make sure I've got it too. So if I just, yeah. Here's a cheat sheet. That's those are the changes. Hold on. And then, hang on. Executive session policy. Okay, items 1 and 2 are fine. Item 3, I would like to add item 3 says a motion to enter executive session, a member must then make a motion to enter executive session citing a specific statutory subdivision, blah, blah, blah. And then up to the end of that, I would like, if another member seconds, because if there's no second, then you can't vote on the motion, then, and then to 4, the vote, at least 3 members must vote in favor. Okay, and then renumber items 4 to 6 so that they're 5 to 7. And then item 9.
Sorry, Jim, I'm confused. Were you, oh, you got the changes?
I've got the changes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, then on 9, I'd like to replace item 9 with, which says all select board meeting minutes shall include any motions to enter executive session as well as the results of any votes. I'd like to change that to a longer section. This is number 9. Exiting executive session. A, during an executive session, 1 member moves to exit the executive session. If the motion is seconded and 3 or more members vote, then the meeting returns to open session. Upon returning to open session, the minutes should reflect who moved to exit executive session, who seconded, and the results of the vote. If any action was agreed to during the executive session, that action must be moved, seconded, and approved, or not, by at least 3 members in open session before the open session continues. And then B, and this is just a crazy thing, but I thought it was worth putting in. Note that a 5-person select board has a quorum of 3. If an executive session has only 3 members, 1 member leaving the meeting automatically ends the executive session or the meeting. So the meeting returns to open session. In that case, the chair would adjourn the open session due to lack of quorum. And if the 3rd member returns, then the meeting continues in open session. But that's just a weird thing that I thought was worth writing down because, yeah, it helps you get to the 3.
Just had a question. Didn't the time of going in and going out, stays the same? That was mentioned?
I think that was mentioned.
I think
Hold
it was
on.
in the original, but I'm just asking if it will be in your amended version.
The time that we went in and out.
The time you go in and the time you stop.
I don't think so. We haven't.
Maybe, hold on. I think you're raising. Turning the minutes. Second results of the vote. Yeah, and the time. I'll add that.
Thank you.
And I still have a question that I can't figure out in my own research. Do we start recording again right before we make the motion to exit executive session? Because that was part of the complaints, was that there was no recording of us exiting executive session. Is that correct? Did I
Yeah,
correctly?
I think that vote can be taken in executive session, but it has to be
And
restated
repeated.
after
And
you.
that's
That's
what you're
exactly what I'm
Okay,
saying here.
all right. I just
And
wanna
I
make
didn't
sure
say
I
it quite
understand
right.
for the future.
During session minutes.
Okay.
We'll move to the second results of the vote. And
Then you can take a breath before turning to camera.
and the time. But then I still think if any action was agreed to during the executive session, that action must be moved, seconded, and approved, or not, by at least 3 members in open session before open session continues. So you can't skip around to some other stuff. And then add a new item 10, sorry. Item 10, all select board meeting minutes shall include the time, who moved, who seconded, and the vote totals to enter and exit executive session. I knew it was in there somewhere, but I was looking back and not forward.
Does that become,
Good, so
that's number 10 or
that's,
11?
that's,
Technically, it's gonna be.
that's gonna be
11.
10. and then we're gonna renumber item 10 to 11.
You'll get a
Okay.
clean,
I got you, okay.
you'll
Okay,
get a clean sheet at the next.
yeah. So, so that's what I'm, hold on, I gotta get back to my,
Motion for.
yeah, that's C, my complicated motion, let me restate it. I move that the town adopt the revised Town of Weston executive session policy dated June 3rd, 2026, with the proposed changes that you have, Patty. Okay, and you guys all have.
A second.
Further discussion?
Yep.
Okay. So now, motion to,
Okay.
oh, sorry, did we vote?
No, you were running right along. All
Sorry.
those in favor?
Aye. Thank you, Denny.